Chapter 24. The lights in the arena dimmed, casting long shadows that danced along the carnival walls. The air was thick with the stench of blood, sweat, and dust, making it hard to breathe. In the center of the ring, Allison and Ben swayed unsteadily, barely able to remain on their feet. Their wounds continued to bleed, and every movement sent waves of agony through their battered bodies. Standing in front of them was the monkey mascot, holding a camera, his disgusting grin stretched across the mask. But what truly caught Allison and Ben's attention was the horrifying scene unfolding at the edge of the arena. Without warning, the clown mascot drove a long knife straight into the chicken mascot's chest. The blade sank in all the way to the hilt. The chicken mascot collapsed onto the ground with a heavy thud, blood pooling beneath him. Allison stared, her mouth hanging open in disbelief. Why did he? Ben stammered, his eyes wide. The monkey mascot showed no sign of shock. Instead, he let out a small chuckle, adjusting the camera to focus on the lifeless body. Oh, my dear audience. What a surprise, right? Even among us, there's always room for a little drama. What the hell is this? Ben asked, his voice filled with disgust. Allison turned to the clown, who stood motionless, expressionless behind his mask. Blood dripped from the knife onto the ground. Why did he do that? Allison's voice was barely above a whisper. The monkey turned to her and casually responded, "It's the rule. We play by the rules and the chicken lost the dice roll. If the survivors win, the loser gets executed." Allison wanted to argue, wanted to scream, but her body was too weak. Ben slumped to the ground, overwhelmed by shock, struggling to comprehend the twisted logic of these mascots. Well, no need to dwell on trivial matters. Let's move on to the next round, the monkey mascot said indifferently, as if death was nothing more than an entertainment segment for his beloved audience. You still want to continue this? Allison growled, her rage momentarily numbing the pain coursing through her wounds. With an enthusiastic nod, the monkey mascot explained the final round's rules. Of course. This is the deciding match. The stakes now are your freedom. If you win the third round, you both get to leave. No mascots will stand in your way. But if you lose, well, our dear audience will decide how you die. What the hell? We still have to fight. Ben thought, his mind reeling at the absurdity of it all. He refused to accept that this nightmare was far from over. Without waiting for any further reactions, the monkey mascot continued, "Now, I don't want to waste time on unnecessary chatter. So, which one of you will fight in this round?" His tone made it clear, this wasn't a request. "Allison," Ben started, assuming she was too exhausted and was about to pass the fight on to him. "I'll do it," Allison interrupted firmly. Ben's eyes widened. "No, you're exhausted. You won't be able to. You can barely stand," she cut him off again. "I'm not underestimating you. I just don't want you to suffer any more than you already have. Allison, this isn't fair to you. It's fine. I can do this. But, trust me, I'll win again." She gave him a reassuring smile before stepping back into the arena. "I'll fight." "No, Allison." The monkey mascot's grin widened. "Looks like our survivor has made her decision. Who would have thought? The whiny, cowardly girl from before has turned into quite the fighter. She's so brave and strong, while the man who was supposed to be reliable has become dead weight." "Shut up and bring out my opponent," Allison snapped, her patience for the monkey's antics long gone. "Very well. Representing our side is the dog mascot." The monkey gestured dramatically toward the new challenger. At the edge of the arena, the dog mascot stepped forward. His face was hidden behind a massive dog-shaped mask, and his fists were wrapped in brass knuckles. "To make this fight fair for our survivor, we'll equalize the conditions. Proceed," the monkey mascot ordered. Allison frowned, unsure what he meant, until she saw it. Without hesitation, the dog mascot took a weapon from one of the other mascots watching from the sidelines and slashed himself with it. Allison's eyes widened as blood seeped from his fresh wounds that mirrored her own. What the hell? This guy is insane, she thought, watching in shock as the dog mascot tossed the bloodied weapon aside. Now he was just as injured as she was. Yet, he still raised his fists, signaling her to come at him. "This stings a little," he admitted, his voice raspy but unwavering. "I didn't expect to fight with these wounds. Are you ready?" There was arrogance in his tone even through the mask. Allison locked eyes with him, determination flaring in her gaze. "Not like I have a choice, do I?" she muttered, steadying herself despite the pain. With slow, deliberate steps, she moved forward, her body swaying slightly from exhaustion. In her hands, she gripped the crowbar. It felt heavier than before, whether from fatigue or something else, she wasn't sure. The dog mascot tilted his head. "Looks like you're ready, little girl." Allison inhaled sharply, trying to steady her racing heart. Then he moved. The dog mascot lunged forward in an instant. Allison barely had time to react before his elbow struck her hard in the ribs. She staggered backward, the world spinning for a moment. The crowbar in her hands felt impossibly heavy. But she couldn't stop. Not now. She sucked in a breath, forcing herself to focus. The dog mascot attacked again, this time aiming a sharp kick at her chest. She ducked just in time, narrowly avoiding the blow, and swung the crowbar at his legs. The metal struck his knee with a sickening crack. He grunted, stumbling slightly, giving her an opening. Allison seized the chance, raising the crowbar for a follow-up strike, but he was fast. Too fast. He blocked her swing with his forearm, absorbing the impact. From the sidelines, the monkey mascot continued making exaggerated commentary, his camera focused on their every move, like a sports announcer hyping up a match. Allison clenched her jaw, tightening her grip on the crowbar. Her body was screaming in pain, but the will to survive burned hotter than the agony. The dog mascot charged again. Before she could react, he grabbed her wrist, twisting it with brutal force. Allison cried out, her grip loosening as the crowbar was nearly yanked from her grasp. With the last bit of strength she had, she drove her knee into his stomach. He grunted, stumbling back, momentarily caught off guard. That was all the time she needed. Allison lunged forward, gripping the crowbar once more. With a fierce cry, she slammed it into the dog mascot's back. He dropped to the ground, gasping for air. But he wasn't done yet. Pushing himself up, his body trembled with rage. "This isn't over," he growled. Allison stood her ground, breathing heavily, her body on the verge of collapse. But she refused to let him win. Not here. Not now. She steadied herself, readying for whatever came next. Her heartbeat pounded in her ears. Every muscle in her body screamed in protest, but she held firm. The dog mascot advanced again, faster, deadlier. His mask seemed to smirk, his voice dripping with malice. "Still standing, huh?" he sneered. "I hope so. I don't enjoy breaking people who can't fight back." Allison gritted her teeth, lifting her crowbar. This fight wasn't over. Not yet.